It's Marty from North Channel Charters. This is my Siren 17. I'm going to remove the backing from my keel pivot point inside here. To do that, I have to get underneath and remove or shore up the keel, because I'll be removing the pivot pin and the other pin, so I can cut those pieces off inside. So let's take a look underneath. Okay, this is under my Siren. Here's the front of my keel. This is, it pivots up in this area down in here as opposed to up here. I'm going to just shore it up here, just so it doesn't drop when I take the bolt out, because I don't want to try and lift that back up. Anyway, so I've got a couple pieces of wood. That one's not going to work. This one is not going to work, but it might with a wedge. Okay, let me make a wedge and see what I can do to wedge that up. So I've made a little wedge. Here we are. I'm just going to tap that in a little bit with the hammer just to give it a little bit of lift, and we'll be ready to take the bolt out. This is the part I'm talking about here. This has wood in it, and that wood has rotted. So this is my keel pivot bolt. That's going to remove that. This is my keel lockdown bolt. My keel lockdown bolt is plastic, and it's plastic for a reason. Plastic so it breaks when I hit something, and it's strong enough that it'll keep the keel out if I upset the boat. Okay, flip it out. You can see in there, you can feel that there's nothing in there. Let's get this other one on. You can notice, see how wobbly this is? That tells me that there's no weight on that bolt from the keel, so that I've done a good job of lifting the keel up a bit to take the weight off of that bolt. At this point, I don't want to remove the boat from the trailer. Once this is apart, I have to do the job and finish it, put the bolt back in, and then we're done. It's off to the next. It's a nylock bolt. The nylon there, locking mechanism. Taking off the rubber washers. You'll notice there are two on this side. I put two because I had a little leak one day. Okay, there it is. And there's our hole. Now, I had a little leak. I was at anchor. I tried to tighten it and it just wasn't doing it. So you can see this washer's had it. It was compressed into the hole. So I put another washer on and tweaked it till it stopped leaking, and that's how it sits. That's why, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this project, get this looked after before there's any huge problems. So I'm going to cut down here across the bottom, not right down to the bottom, but across here, up this other side, and across the top, and this piece will come right out. is one chunk. There's a piece of wood in here that's rotted. I'm going to take that out, clean up the side of the trunk, clean up inside this, and sandwich a bunch of fiberglass inside this. And I'll clamp that together, and we'll have a new solid trunk. I've got to do some measurements first, so I can recall where these heights are, because I don't want to end up. Well, hang on. I guess those holes will be there still. You know what? I'm not even going to bother measuring. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There's silicone in there. That's nice. There we go. Nice. Nothing but the best. Okay, let's get a mask on and get cutting this. This is a respirator. If you're going to do anything with fiberglass, get a good respirator. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. Safety glasses. Safety glasses, respirator. It's the least of what you should have. You should have some good gloves on too. What do I do with my gloves? Have my gloves. So I'm going to be using this tool. This is a vibrating cutter. The head of this just vibrates back and forth, and it cuts. It'll allow me to get flush in here, so I can get a nice flush cut. It's going to be loud. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's chipboard. That was cheap. That's amazing. You don't use oriented strand board for that. That's crazy. I gotta take some pictures. My backing for my Siren for the Keel pivot. It's oriented strand board. I can't believe that. That is so. That's the worst thing to make it out of. Well, MDF would be even worse, but come on, that's cardboard. That's horrible. Now that I have this side off, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Take this side off. After I'm done, I'm going to have to take a wire wheel or something, clean this stuff off of here. Still can't believe that that's chipboard. This is the piece from this side. Isn't that crazy? I can't believe that. That's how they built boats. Okay, I got my two pieces. I gotta go chip stuff out. I'm going to be using a hammer and a chisel to get this wood out of here. First, I'm going to try it without the hammer. That works pretty well. That took a little bit of time. Still got to get the residue off with a wire wheel. I want to get down to just plain fiberglass so that when I fiberglass, it sticks to it. If I fiberglass to it as it is now, it's not going to stick to it. And that's what I want, is it to stick. I'm going to do the other side, same thing. Go at it with a chisel or whatever, just to get that wood off. To note is the size and shape of these holes. I don't know if you can see in there. I can feel my keel just touching. So, anyways, shape of the keel hole or the holes have changed obviously from where. We'll fix it. That's what I got so far. I'm going to get my drill and wire wheel and we'll clean this up more. That's looking much better. Still got to get this bit, but you see what I mean. Let's clean it up. So that's more like it, what we want to see. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm also going to go around here, because this is where I'm going to be putting new fiberglass. I'll be making this wider, and the new glass will come out a couple inches anyways. So I'll do around here as well, just to get a tooth for the new fiberglass to attach to. I've cleaned all this off. I tried to do around here. I'm not 100% sure that this isn't paint that's on here. So I'm going to use my grinder and get down to fiberglass just to make sure. I would suggest anybody else do the same thing. Fiberglass isn't going to stick very well to paint. Here is a 4-inch disc grinder with a flat sanding disc. I think it's 80 grit or something. But it'll do a quick job of getting the paint or whatever that stuff is off. Yeah, I think that is paint. Pretty sure now that it is paint. I'm just going to do this. This makes a heck of a mess. Make sure you're wearing a mask. This is what I'm aiming for. You can see that makes quite a mess inside there. It's probably a good idea to take everything out. I made a mistake and didn't. Oh well. How do I look? You can see me. Yeah, mask, good idea. So I've taken a look at these pieces that I've removed. Here's one. This is the better of the two. The other one has more rot in it. This is the side that had to have the 2 rubber washers. There's a reason. I can't believe that that's oriented strand board. Wow. Okay, that's it for today. We're gonna continue the next day or so while I try and figure out how to, well, what course of action to take. Maybe I will clean those out. Maybe I won't. I think I'm gonna soak them in a bucket of water and just so that if I can get the wood out, I'll get it out. Are those 2 pieces of fiberglass with the wood on them. I'm going to let them soak in there. That wood's just going to absorb the water like crazy, so that'll help me get it out. I still don't know which way I'm going to go, whether I'll take it out and use those or go a different route. The wood that I thought was marine grade plywood turns out to be OSB. That stands for oriented strand board, which is garbage to use in that application. It's a material that's not supposed to get wet ever, and put in there, that spot, that's crazy, outrageous that they would do that at the factory.